This is the second episode of a four-part series. If you've missed the first episode, check it out right here on the channel. So we left off with Caesar about to board his ship for Alexandria, having been invited by Cleopatra. And then he has this nightmarish vision of Rome burning, of statues bleeding, and he wakes up shaken. So instead of going straight to Alexandria, he decides to stop by Athens and take a little vacation. In Athens, he's greeted by his old flame, Servilia, and she is very nervous about his presence there. She's terrified of what might happen. And he also meets up with his friend Brutus. And they have a wonderful time. They have great conversations. They swim together. It's kind of idyllic. And throughout all this, Caesar is having these visions of Rome burning and people whispering to him to turn back. He thinks maybe there's some kind of plot against him brewing. And so he starts investigating and he hears names. But those names always seem to include Brutus. And he's like, that doesn't make any sense. My best friend wouldn't try to kill me. So he keeps brushing it off, and he goes, well, I'm gonna head into Rome now. Let's go to Athens. Let's have a nice time. As he gets ready to go, Servilia tells him that she's worried about what the Romans will do when he comes back. And Caesar says, hey, you know, if they hate me, I'll just leave. I won't even be a problem. I'll just go away. When he gets to Rome, he goes directly to the Senate. And on the Senate floor, he has another vision. This time he sees Cassius in a dream telling everyone else that Caesar has betrayed them, that he wants to be king, that he wants to put Rome in chains, that he's really a tyrant. And Caesar sees this and he's like, what is going on? Is there some kind of conspiracy here? That same day, Caesar is meeting with ambassadors from Athens who tell him, please come back. You are needed. There's unrest without you. We need your help. And then an envoy arrives from Cleopatra saying, please come quickly. You're invited to my palace. It's going to be wonderful. Please come. And Caesar doesn't want to go to either place because he's afraid something's gonna happen to him. He's afraid there's a plot against him in Rome. He keeps thinking about those dreams. He keeps hearing those voices. He's having nightmares about fire. So he decides, I'm going to go to Athens. I'm going to go to Cleopatra, but not today. I'm going to wait a couple days, and then I'm going to go. Maybe whatever this thing is, it will pass. On the day that he's supposed to go, he's waiting for a boat. He's waiting for transport. And Decimus, one of the conspirators, tells the other conspirators, today we dine in the shadows. Today we strike. While they're preparing for their strike, Caesar is still in his house. He's finally getting ready to get on the boat. And all around him, the conspirators are massing outside his home. And inside, he's totally oblivious. He's going about his business. A slave girl warns him, beware the Ides of March. He says, how many times do I have to tell you? It's none of my concern. Those soothsayers are nuts. Don't tell me that again. He's not listening. He puts on his shoes. He ties his toga. He's totally unaware of what's about to happen. Outside, the conspirators are forming their plan. One guy named Gaius Ligarius is very upset. He didn't want to be part of this plan. He didn't want to participate in killing Caesar. And he's sitting down, feeling bad about what's about to happen. And suddenly, Trebonius, one of the conspirators, approaches him and says, listen, I know you don't want to do this, but you have to. You have to join us. You can't back out now. And Ligarius says, okay, I'll do it. But then when the time comes, he refuses to actually raise his blade against Caesar. Meanwhile, Calpurnia, Caesar's wife, is asleep in bed, dreaming that she's giving birth to a snake. Suddenly, Caesar rushes into the bedroom and wakes her up. He says, let's go. Our boat has arrived. It's time to get on the boat. We're going to Athens. And she says, no, don't go. Stay here. It's not safe. Have a premonition that something terrible is about to happen. But he ignores her. He doesn't listen. He goes, it's fine, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Let's go. When they step out into the daylight, everyone's cheering. Everyone's happy. Everyone's waving to Caesar. But all around him, the conspirators are surrounding him. As they're walking to the Senate, one of the conspirators asks permission to speak with Caesar alone. He's got a dagger hidden under his robe. He pulls out the dagger and stabs Caesar once in the chest. Caesar turns to him and says, Et tu, brute, and falls down dead. At first, the other conspirators were standing by watching, but then they start stabbing him over and over and over again. More than 20 wounds they inflicted upon him until he died. Later, after Caesar was dead, Cassius said, it wasn't supposed to be like this. He didn't deserve to die this way. That was the last thing he ever said in the series. So if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so and stay up to date with all of our releases. After Caesar was assassinated, the entire Roman Senate was thrown into chaos. All the conspirators fled Rome immediately, hiding in different places, regrouping. They thought they had done the right thing. They thought they had saved Rome. But then Servilia, who had been Caesar's mistress before and had a secret marriage with him, went to find Brutus, and she told him, "You killed Rome's future, and Egypt's vengeance is already sailing here." She told him, "You don't understand what you've done. You thought you were killing the tyrant, but he was Rome's greatest defender, and now you've destroyed it. Now Rome is doomed." Brutus and Cassius were horrified to realize that they had murdered Rome's greatest protector. And now who knows what would come next? As for Caesar, when he was slain, his spirit passed into the underworld, and he became the new lord of the underworld. No longer would Hades rule the realm of the dead, because Caesar had claimed it for himself, and Hades was forced to retreat back to his own home dimension, defeated. Cleopatra, hearing about Caesar's death, was heartbroken. She had loved him deeply. She had been carrying his child. She was devastated, but she knew that she needed to move on. She couldn't waste any more time mourning him. She needed to keep her empire strong. She needed to defend her people. And so she began plotting with her trusted advisor, Enobarbus, to bring Caesar's killer, Cassius, to justice. She gathered a massive fleet, the largest fleet that Rome had ever seen, and set sail for Italy. Now, while Cleopatra was gathering her forces, Octavian, who had been Caesar's adopted son, was also gathering support, making alliances, trying to figure out who was behind his father's death and how he could avenge him. As Antony and Cleopatra's fleets approached Rome, chaos erupted in the streets. People were fighting in the streets. Riots broke out everywhere. The whole city was descending into anarchy. Antony addressed the crowd and roared, "You wanted blood? Rome is drowning in it now." The citizens were stunned silent by his words. They had no idea what was coming. Suddenly, a ship appeared on the horizon, sailing towards them through the chaos. And as it drew closer, they could see that it was unlike any ship they had ever seen before. It was huge, majestic, beautiful, and at its prow stood Cleopatra, looking out over the city she had once called home. Behind her stood the spirit of Caesar, his eyes blazing with power. "The lion is dead," boomed a voice from the sky. "But the lioness is just getting started."